And good morning, welcome back now around 8:13 Saturday morning. A lot of people getting ready to put their mountain bikes on their rack and hit some of the trails. Right now we have Mike Leblanc here, and he's with Ride Noco, relatively new mountain bike club here in the Mount Washington Valley. If you like gravity trails off of Hurricane Mountain Road, these are the people taking care of them. They're building them, they're maintaining them. Mike, good morning, thanks for showing up.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You have a new capital campaign going on, looking to raise $50,000. And so tell us what the plans are, please.
Yeah, we've got a lot going on, actually. So, we have 3 projects right now that are approved by land managers, and then of course we have like the maintenance that we have, the upkeep that we have on our existing trails as well, they're pretty substantial. You know, there's almost 10,000 feet of descending over on the Hurricane Mountainside, and we take care of a few trails over on the Cathedral White Horse side as well in the White Mountain National Forest. But specifically, we just launched a $50,000 capital campaign, and that we're working with the White Mountain Trail Collective, which is a amazing new not-for-profit group, and they do restoration, they do new trails in the White Mountain National Forest, hiking, biking. They have some 88 trails going in over at Pine Hill. They're a really unique and incredible resource for the White Mountains. Mm-hmm. And we've partnered with them on a couple projects, one that just got completed over on it leaves the base of Cranmore, and it goes over to a trail called Kettle Ridge that helps increase access to climbing up Hurricane Mountain Road into that zone. And what we have, I'll just go through each project, I guess, one by one. The first one we have that's already started that we're super excited about is a descent from about halfway up the Kettle Ridge Trail all the way back to the Cranmore base area. And it's about 750, not quite 800 feet of vertical. It's about 1.5 miles of pure descending. It's primarily machine built. It'll be a blue square, probably a relatively easier blue square, which is, I think, a unique thing for that hurricane zone, because I know you're familiar with it. There really isn't a heck of a lot of beginner style, easier riding over there. So it's something that my 6-year-old I know is going to be able to rip, and I'm really excited about that project. But that one started. The unique thing about that one, in the time frame we have with the $50,000 fundraiser, is the White Mountain Trail Collective will match every donation that we get up to $38,000. Mm-hmm. So I think a portion of that's going to be ready to ride this fall, and then we'll probably get it completed next spring, and that's being built by Tulip Trails. Corbett Tulip is he's a local guy. Yep. He has a lot of experience. He built a lot of trails at Highland and the Green Woodlands over in Dorchester. So something we're really pumped on, and we're ready to kind of reveal relatively soon here in the upcoming months. The other 2 projects we're working on, another one in the Hurricane Mountain Zone, we built a parallel trail to the original Cranmore connector, which connects the Black Cap Trail to the top of Mount Cranmore. Mm-hmm. And the collective really came up big with us on this one, because what they did is they stepped in and they recognized that we had some user conflict up there. We had people riding down that trail relatively fast, and we had people hiking up it with families. So it was sort of an accident waiting to happen, in effect. And I think we never had any incidents. Most mountain bikers that visit this area are really respectful. But we saw an opportunity to build a parallel trail that was for descending mountain bikes only, and we're keeping the existing trail for hikers and for climbing mountain bike traffic. And that trail got a lot of use over the last 10, 15 years, and it needed a lot of repair. So the Trail Collective is having their trail crew that's done projects like the Crawford Path and the climbing trail over on Cathedral come in and kind of do a full restoration to that. So it should be, there's a lot of blown out, washed out areas, drainage issues. They're going to fix all those things. It should be a lot more pleasant for hikers and bikers combined, and it's really going to solve our 2-way traffic issue. We built the parallel trail last year, so the 2-way traffic issue is, for the most part, solved. It's just going to be a lot more pleasant to climb for mountain bikers once that's done. And that construction, or restoration I should say, is going to start this fall. The third project we have that's just been approved is a reroute of what we like to call a social trail over on Cathedral Edge. It's a trail called Half Day, and in mountain biking, for folks who aren't aware, a lot of trails get built sort of on the sly, and sometimes the land managers don't approve, and organizations like us come in and we help delete the trail or tell folks not to ride it, or we help it get approved if it's something that like could benefit the community. And in this case, it's something that could very much benefit the community because it's an incredibly popular trail. It goes from the top of Cathedral Ledge to the bottom, but there's problems with it. And one is the grade is too steep in sections and it creates a lot of erosion. And two is it really comes into the traffic that's going fast at the bottom of the ledge. And as we know, there's a ton of tourists going up and down that road. So we're going to solve both of those problems, and we have one of the most sort of, I guess, popular or successful trail builders in the East Coast building that one, Night-Eyed with I'd Ride Builders, and he's built a lot of stuff up at Burke. Yeah, exactly. So he's come in. That trail is entirely hand-built, no machine, so it's going to keep the character of the original trail, which we're all really excited about. It's going to add a good amount of distance to the trail as well, so it'll be quite a bit longer. I think there'll be less braking, so there'll be less erosion and less heavy use on it. It's something that will be a lot more sustainable, easier for us to maintain, etc. So that's another big one, and that one's probably not going to start until next spring. But three projects we're really stoked on.
And getting back to sort of the Hurricane Mountain side of things, recently there was some coverage in the Conway Sun. It's getting busy. Or how are your plans on that side helping to alleviate some of the problem areas on the road?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's something that has been on our radar for the last couple of years. And the first trail I mentioned that goes from halfway up Kettle Ridge all the way to the base of Cranmore is really to alleviate the massive parking issue we have at the bottom of Hurricane Mountain Road. If anyone's been up there recently on the weekend, they can see a lot of people who are shuttling up and down or even parking there to climb up the road, parking at that sort of water precinct parking lot and in the Upper Saco Valley Land Trust parking just below it. And they're even spilling over into the road. And 2 years ago we saw this happening once the Hurricane Trail was built on the Town of Conway Conservation Commission property. It just got a lot more popular, a lot more cars heading there. And we saw an opportunity working with Cranmore Mountain Resort. Some of the trails filter out there anyway. So really we built 2 trails specifically to reroute all of the parking from that base of Hurricane to Cranmore. And the way we have to do that is to motivate people to want to ride back to Cranmore on trails, so they station their parking there and they station their shuttling out of there. Right now, there's 2 very popular trails that filter out to that parking lot, Redtail Trail and Hurricane Trail, well, 3 in Sendero, and also Kettle Ridge. Kettle Ridge is usually primarily as a climb, as you know, but those other 3 trails, people ride down them for the most part. So we have other massive trails that we've really, everything we've done, I guess, is to solve that specific problem. We built a trail called Charlie Don't Surf on Cranmore proper last year. We built that new connector on the top that parallels that I spoke to that flows into Charlie's. Charlie's ends literally at the base of Cranmore. The expert trails Candenar and Pinball end at the base of Cranmore. The flank trail that we built that goes up to Kettle Ridge, those trails filter out onto that trail. And this new trail is going to take the traffic that's coming off of Kandahar and off of that whole zone, basically, unless you ride Sendero or Redtail, and filter it out to the base of Cranmore. So once that happens, our plan is to really heavily discourage folks from, in particular, shuttling out of that Hurricane Mountain parking lot, because it's not a good look for anyone, and it creates a dangerous situation.
Understood. COVID canceled a lot of events. Certainly Ride Noco, that Leaf Peeper Bash that you've had was really, really cool. You also had, I think, a spring event a couple of years ago over from Cranmore too, the Send-Off or something.
Spring Sender.
Spring Sender. So when are we going to see some more stuff?
Yeah, we're going to get one going. The Peeper will return this year, depending on the COVID situation, of course. But what we're planning is an event either on the front side or the back side of Columbus Day weekend. We're just working around people's work schedules, and I don't think it's going to be as maybe formatted slightly different, I guess I should say. It's going to be focused on sort of group rides and the social piece, and really, I think we'll even have a piece at the end of it. It's almost like a chapter meeting for our membership. We have around 300 members now, so we're going to obviously invite them all, and I'm sure we'll have a few beers at the deck on
it's mountain biking, of course.
Zips, yeah, when we're all done with the group rides, and we'll talk about these projects and talk about where we are with the fundraising campaign at that point. But,
All right. So how can people donate, and where can they find the maps?
The best way to donate is to go right to our website, ridenoco.org. Our maps are on that website as well. Another great resource for mapping is the app called Trailforks.
Yep.
Really easy to find on the iPhone App Store. But really, donation-wise, we have an Instagram account, Ride Noco. We have a lot of updates there in terms of the trails, but all the trail information is on our website, ridenoco.org, and right in the front, you'll see the projects and the Donate Now button.
Mike Leblanc, thank you very much for stopping by this morning. As you know, I'm also a member, so full disclosure, but I belong to all the clubs in the area too. So anyway, but thanks for your good work. Keep it up. RideNoco.org and hit the trails. We'll be back after this.